Alright, so there's two main ways you can approach a woman and try to make something happen with her romantically. There's direct and there's indirect. A direct approach is when you walk up to her and you state exactly what your intentions are, okay? For example, oh, I saw you walking over there, but I thought you looked really nice today and I wanted to meet you. Alternatively, a direct approach could be something more explicit. You can make a comment about her nice rack. We don't recommend that, okay? Subtlety is way better when it comes to a direct approach. We're not endorsing catcalling here, okay? An indirect approach is pretty much everything else. You walk up to a woman and you say anything that's not related to your intentions, your romantic intentions with her. Okay, for example, you ask her for directions, you make a comment about the weather, or the DJ, or your surroundings, or whatever. Okay, we're gonna go through the pros and cons of both because it's a raging debate in the men's dating community, which is better, direct or indirect. Okay, now let's talk about the advantages of direct. The main advantage of a direct approach is that you show that you're brave enough, you're confident enough, you're charismatic enough to tell a woman exactly what you want. You're not ashamed that you're attracted to her, okay? Now, bravery, confidence, charisma, these are all really attractive qualities that you're showing immediately just by telling a woman exactly what you want, okay? Now, on top of that, she's not going to be confused about what your intentions are either, okay? And we're going to talk about that more in the cons of an indirect approach, okay? But let's talk about the pros of an indirect approach first, okay? Now, supposedly, the main advantage is that if you approach a woman, you do an indirect approach, and you talk about the weather, or you talk about the DJ, or whatever, supposedly you're giving her time to see that you're a cool guy. Then, when you go about making it romantic later, which you have to do, by the way, eventually, the idea is that she's going to be more open to that because she's had more time to see that you're a cool guy, okay? But I do have a few problems with that idea. The main one is that it really is completely unnecessary. Cumulatively, the Game Global coaches must have done thousands of approaches, direct approaches at this point, successfully. So, and we didn't have to waste time talking about the weather or asking for directions that we didn't need or anything like that. But as well as it being a waste of time, it could also be to your detriment. For example, when you approach a woman and you do all this indirect stuff, she's going to wonder what it is that you actually want. Why is he coming up and talking to me about this? Is he actually trying to sell me something? What's going on? She could be creeped out. And this whole time while she's creeped out, she might not even really be listening to what you're saying because she's too busy being concerned. Like, what is it that this guy actually wants? Then, when you go ahead and tell her what she actually wants, or what you actually want, she might be thinking, okay, so why didn't he say this in the first place? Wasn't he brave, confident, assertive enough? So it could be to your detriment. Now, there are exceptions. If she's in like a super crowded place where she might feel awkward if you go up to her and tell her she looks nice, like in a tube, or like a big crowd, somewhere where she can't get away really easily, then it might be more socially calibrated to do an indirect approach. Also, in a bar or a nightclub, where it's accepted that that probably is what you're doing, right? If a man approaches a woman in a bar, it's most likely people think that he has romantic intentions. In which case, you can say anything you want. And as long as you've got that cheeky smile, that glint in your eye, she probably knows what's up, that you're going to take it romantic eventually. And that's fine. As long as she's having fun, she's going to accept that, you know, and not have a problem with it. But in like a daytime environment, which is a lot about what we teach here, like so the beach, on the streets, in the mall, where it's not immediately obvious what you want, okay? Day game approaches are rare. That's why we mostly recommend going direct. Now, there are two main reasons why guys don't like to go direct, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And that is, one, they've never seen it work. Or two, they don't believe it's going to work for them. So let me provide some solutions for either of these objections. First off is Game Academy. This is our digital product. It features all of our best game coaching materials, including over 6 hours of day game audio footage where Kieran and I demonstrate how we go about meeting a woman that we don't know in a daytime environment like those I just listed, build a rapport, get them liking us, swap in contact details with the intention for going on a date. Okay, you're going to learn how we go about doing that in all these different social situations, so you can basically copy the way we do it and get the same success that we get. Then there's also my new book called Big Dick Energy. This is going to teach you how to emanate masculine energy in your conversations with women. So if you're someone who struggles to go for what they want in life, because that's a big part of masculinity, is having the drive and the bravery and the commitment to go for what you want unassertively, assertively even. This book's really going to help you with that. Also, if your conversations with women, they just don't really have that man to woman vibe with that sexual tension in the air, this book's going to really help you generate that as well. It features 12 powerful exercises based on our coaching, all for the price of a book. Okay, so go and get your hands on that as well. There's a link in the description. Other than that, my name's Joe. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you real soon.